Welcome back. 3 days in a row. We got to stop doing this to them. Seriously.
I know, seriously. But you know what? This has been a decent. The other one, it was 2 parts, and this was 3 parts. The only reason the themes went so long because we played the music and it dragged on. And you told me that. I know that was my idea. That was my idea. But you know, I wanted to hear the songs because those songs remind me of my childhood, and I remember.
Me too. I remember most of them too.
I know. All right. Number 10 of the top 10.
Top 10 tag teams, in case y'all are just tuning in.
Yeah, this is for WWE's accomplishments only. Keep that in mind. The Dudley Boys. Even outside of their 8 ECW runs that don't count on this list.
And how many TNAs?
3 or 4 now, I think it is. 8, I believe, World Tag Team titles. 1 WWE Tag title, something like that.
Something like that.
Because they're like at 24, 25 now. 16 of them were WWE.
And a WCW one while in WWE.
So yeah, I figure they've got about 10 or 11 WWE-owned championships, plus the 8 from ECW that are absorbed into the WWE history. You know, it's very hard to argue they're not the greatest ever.
Yeah. It's got to come to them in LOD.
Yeah. And,
whenever you talk about the greatest team of all time.
And neither of those teams is number 1 on this list.
I know.
That's what's ridiculous to me.
It is pretty ridiculous, but when you talk about the numbers, you've got to look at those 2 as the greatest ever. However, the argument can also be made that they lost the titles
21 times. Yeah, exactly. This is true. Number 9, Afa and Sika, the Wild Samoans. 3-time champions in the late 70s, early 80s. I want to say all early 80s even. And so influential in terms of history and training so many guys, but their initial run with Captain Albano, losing only to Backlund and Pedro, who had to give up the belts because Backlund was WWF champion. Tony and Rocky the final time. The second time, couldn't tell you off the top of my head who they lost it to. But they very rarely were not champions in their initial run.
I know.
And that's what's when they were together, they were unbeatable. And look what it took for the poor Black Boys to win the titles.
Yeah, I know.
Captain Albano with a chair over the head.
I have a small problem with them at number 9. Small.
Okay.
Not a big problem.
Small.
Like 11 or 12, maybe. I'd put them.
Okay.
Not quite top 10.
Okay.
Nothing personal against them or the legacy that they created.
Right.
But again, you talk about guys that weren't on the list, guys that are a lot lower on the list. I don't know if I'd put them number 9.
Okay, fair enough. Number 8, the Legion of Doom. Now, granted, this is Hawk and Animal's accomplishments in the WWF.
Yeah.
2-time WWF Tag Team Champions. You know, never really main evented a pay-per-view or anything like that. And to be honest, a lot of their WWF run, especially toward the end, it was marred with comedy and silliness and tragedy.
Yeah.
So I can see why their WWF run is only at number 8.
Yeah.
If you look overall at the history of tag team wrestling, or Warriors LOD, Dudley Boys Team 3D.
Yeah.
They're right there with each other at the top.
Which, again, going back to Afa and Sika, you know, the Dudley Boys under that.
But there were Warriors above them. Yeah, exactly. That's where the problem is. Exactly. Now, number 7, you're going to be going, that's great. The Valiant Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. First ever tag team into the Hall of Fame.
Way ahead of my time.
Way ahead of both our times. I never seen a Valiant Brothers match to this day. But they were the first tag team into the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Weren't there at least a match of them on the Greatest Tag Teams DVD that they did?
Never seen that.
Oh, okay. I don't have it. I borrowed it from Sharifa because I think it was hosted by Miz and Morrison.
Probably. You know what it was? I watched it at Gary's office. We watched it together when we were coming down from watching the show to filming the shows, and we were just watching. It was like, wow, this is bad. This bad DVD is bad. High Powers, how this is bad. Like, where's everybody else? Where's all the tag teams? It was bad DVD. So I don't remember who was on there, but I don't remember it being any good.
I think the Valiants might have had a match on there, but don't quote me.
Yeah. But anyway, they were the first ever tag team inducted to the Hall of Fame. Johnny, of course, wanted to be a great manager. Jimmy did other things later. And then Jerry was brought in as well. Jerry Valiant was brought in as well. They were all right, you know. Number 6.
I don't know about number 7, top 10.
Well, I think if we looked at the history of WWE and tag teams that were impactful overall, you would see why the Valiants are.
But the fact that they're not really talked about today. So where's their legacy really?
They were when they were inducted 12 years ago, or whatever.
12 years.
Not 12 years ago, 18 years ago. But again, it's 18 years ago.
I mean, if they were that great, why aren't teams compared to them or talk about them as influences?
Right.
Why doesn't WWE ever, put them over? You always hear stories about the LOD and the Hearts and Demolition and the Bulldogs and the Rockers going into the 90s, and the Edge and Christian and the Hardys and the Dudleys and the Outlaws and even the Godwins and the Headbangers. But you never hear about the Valiants.
Interesting fact, WWE. Are you watching, Hunter? Are you watching, Paul? Do you know what's up? Why is no Valiant mentions? Why? The British Bulldogs, number 6. Definitely belong in the top 10 of WWF tag teams of all time.
If not, maybe top 5.
If not, maybe top 5. I mean, they're 6, so they're right there.
Yeah, they're on the cusp.
They're on the cusp. And had Dynamite not got hurt so quick, they probably would have been even better.
Possibly so, yeah.
Davey Boy went on, of course, to be Davey Boy's thing, and Dynamite underwrite a very scathing book.
Yes.
Which is back there right now.
Yes. One of the few that I don't have signed because, let's be real, when's Dynamite going to do a U.S. appearance, let alone a SoCal one?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Frank and Sons, I'm looking at you. Get Dynamite.
Get Dynamite. They had Nate recently. I missed Nate again. Damn it.
It's okay. My book is signed by him.
Yeah, I don't have a picture even. You have a picture of the back. Of your back.
Somewhere, yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
If I haven't just completely gotten rid of it.
That's right. Thanks, Chris. Number 5, the Hardy Boys. Now, you being a Hardy mark for as long as you were, even though you've kind of renounced now because of the way they've been recently. Top 5 all time? WWE tag teams? Going back from 63 until 2014?
Top 10, yes. Top 5, probably not.
Okay. I agree with that.
Top 10, yes. Because in no particular order, I'm trying to just do this off the top of the head, so bear with me here. Top 10 has got to be LOD, Dudleys, Hardys, Edge and Christian, Hart Foundation, Bulldogs, Outlaws for me, and then you can kind of just like mix and match people.
The Hardys, APA.
I said the Hardys.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, the LOD, the Hearts, the Bulldogs.
Oh, okay.
The Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
And then,
and 3 or whatever.
Yeah. The Rockers probably in there.
BOD.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But number 5, you can definitely argue it either way. Definitely. And I know if Chris is watching, he's going to be like, dude, they deserve to be higher. They should be number 1.
Of course he does.
But, Chris and the other Hardy Boy fans, I mean, there's others that are greater.
That's right. Number 4.
And I'm sure you're going to give me one right now. Who's number 4?
The New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you didn't know? Voodoo Kid Mafia.
That's right. That's right.
Outlaws definitely deserve to be up there, I think.
Definitely in the top 10. I'm not sure about top 5, but again, the top 10, you can argue so many different teams in the top 10. The top 2 are definitely the Dudleys and Legion of Doom, in my personal opinion, like you said. But
whichever way you want to
put them, exactly, because you can argue either way.
Yeah.
Number 3, the longest reigning World Tag Team Champions in WWE history, Demolition.
See,
Demolition above the Road Warriors is a problem for me on a personal level.
Yeah, because Demolition was a Road Warriors knockoff.
But how long were Demolition champions WWF compared to the Road Warriors?
Okay. How long were London and Kendrick tag champions? And they're 47?
I understand that.
If that's your argument, then...
Well, but yeah, remember, being tag team champions in the 80s was bigger.
A lot harder, I give you.
In 2000, whatever, 2006, 2007?
I give you that.
Okay.
But still, I don't know if I'd have Demolition in my top 10.
All right.
Maybe on the cusp,
but
not in the top 10.
Number 2, the Hart Foundation. The original, Bret and Jim.
Okay.
I mean, 2-time tag team champions. Longest reigning heel tag team for a long time.
Yes.
Before Demolition. I mean, even so, Demolition was babyface part of their reign, too. Yeah. The Hart's initial run was straight heel. Thanks to Jimmy Hart and Dangerous Danny Davis. And the wind blowing our blinds and making
That's
glares,
right.
I'm sure.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever. Now, Mikey, who haven't you heard yet? Who's number one?
Well, he only came in for like part of it. He's
Oh, did
maybe
he?
been here for part of the top 20.
Okay.
Who's the number one greatest tag team of all time?
In WWE accomplishment history.
In WWE accomplishment history. Well, even I would challenge the Outlaws because they've had the tag team belts a long time. That's how I would call it. Who's ever had the belts the most times, I think, should have it. So there. Shit. Edge and Christian.
That's right. Edge and Christian is number one. Thank you, Stat Boy. Edge and Christian at number one. Now,
And for that, I'm going to give you a quick 5-second pause.
Alright.
Anyways,
That's 1 or 5 seconds. That's okay.
it doesn't matter.
Yours are turning in my stat frame.
That's it.
But yeah, Edge and Christian at number one. It's hard to argue the success and the influence of ENC, especially
Yes.
on the modern era fan.
Yes, definitely.
But then again, you've got LOD and the Deadlies.
both of them in the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, and there's a good number of teams that were left off
There were.
that I have some problem with being left off.
Exactly.
I mean, impactful or not, there's no TNA.
Test
Test and Albert.
Yep.
Trish's first big claim to fame, managing them.
But Test and Albert were never champions, though.
So were some of the people on the list.
I know. I'm just saying. Had they won the championship, maybe they would have made the list.
But then, you know, if you want to go just by championships,
Most
there's got to
of-
be at least 50 teams that achieved championship
That
in
belong.
WWE history.
Kane and Mankind are on the list.
So-
they were a great team, you know.
So let's not play that role, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
being a champion doesn't matter for your list. You want to talk about great collaboration teams like a Jericho or a Mega Powers or a Rocket Sock. Where were the two-man power trip?
World champion, IC
Although
champion.
only together for a month or two, they dominated the titles.
All three of them, yeah.
So why aren't they on the list?
Don't know.
You know, right to censor. Goodfather and Bull Buchanan specifically, they were tag champions,
Yep.
not on the list. The Un-Americans,
Yeah.
La Resistance, tag team champions, not on the list.
Very true.
What do you guys think? Who did you not hear over these 3 days?
Yeah, long 3 days. We grant you.
Well, probably almost an hour worth of video, maybe longer if I have that clip for Lay Cole that I've inserted in.
Oh God, I hope so.
Who that you did not hear do you think should be on the list?
Let us know. Tweet us.
You know,
Email us.
John Cena and The Miz. There you go.
There you go. That's a good team right there.
Slater and Gabriel.
Slater and Gabriel. Anybody, any of the next
It's, not,
teams,
it's like
you know?
if you're gonna have freaking Team Hell No on there, the most modern team on there, Slater and Gabriel, multi-time tag champs.
Cena and Otunga.
Well, there you go. And we're just gonna leave you with that, Cena and Otunga.
We will see you
Till
guys
next
next
week,
time.
I'm the Renegade,
I'm Jeff Meacham.
and we'll see you then.